Mercedes G-Wagon 4x4 squared. Barker revealed on Men's Journal his favorite vehicle is the Mercedes G-Wagon 4x4 squared. The G554x4 squared is a luxury off-road vehicle from Mercedes Benz powered by a 4.0-liter V8 with 416 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. Barker also shared with Men's Journal that they only made the 4x4 squared for 2 years. After all, while a Lamborghini Aventador, Ferrari 812 Superfast, or McLaren 720S may boast the sort of hypersonic cruise missile shape guaranteed to make grown men weep, simple physics means in order to be fast, they need to be slippery, and to be slippery, they need to be low, which means they can slide unnoticed between taller vehicles in the thick flow of traffic. The G554x4 proved less at home on the blacktop landscape of our test track, although by a lesser degree than you might expect. Powered by Mercedes AMG's twin turbocharged 4.0-liter V8, which musters 416 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, the latter sent to all four corners via a 7-speed automatic transmission, the 4x4 squared will launch itself from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds. That's just 0.4 seconds behind the standard G550, which is a pretty narrow difference given that the tall boy version is 753 pounds heavier, vaulting past the 3-ton marker to crush the scales at 6,635 pounds. The quarter mile comes up in 14.8 seconds at 93 miles per hour, again just a shade behind the regular version's 14.4 seconds at 97 miles per hour. Stay with it, and the 4x4 squared will keep accelerating past 100 miles per hour, although it seems imprudent to do so, eventually topping out at 121 miles per hour. Cadillac Escalade by Dub. Barker also owns a 2007 Escalade, a model that made its feature film debut in the 2006 Transformers movie, where it shared a scene with the movie's leading star. Originally modified for Transformers, the Escalade has appeared in 25 different productions, including the feature movie Alvin and the Chipmunks, and television series such as CSI and Entourage. The car is worth around $50,000. With a number of racers on staff always looking for a competent and comfortable tow rig and multitudes of road trips to be taken around the country, the SUVs in our long-term fleet tend to be as popular as Shania Twain in a bowling alley karaoke lounge. We knew we had to spend some time with one of GM's new GMT 900 full-size trucks and naturally selected the most powerful and flashy of them all, the cushy Cadillac Escalade. We went full glut on the options sheet and ended up with middle-row buckets to match the fronts, a rear-seat DVD player, navigation, XM radio, a backup camera, and a sticker over $60,000. Decked out in tuxedo black with a light tan leather interior cashmere, in Cadillac speak, our Escalade is a formal beast. Rolls-Royce Cullinan. The all-black Cullinan is an epitome of luxury, and Alabama Barker's Instagram story revealed the chic $330,000 vehicle. Cars and Drivers report that the Cullinan's twin-turbo 6.7-liter V-12 provides 563 horsepower and is whisper quiet, lest it disturb the VIPs in the cabin. The one we tested recorded a 60 miles per hour time of just 4.5 seconds, impressive for a vehicle that weighs about 3 tons. In the make-believe scenario that we could afford a Cullinan, we'd choose the crystal paint scheme, the 22-inch 7-spoke wheels, the gold-plated Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament, and the electronic tow hitch. We'd spec the immersive seating with center console option, which gives the rear seats massage functionality and replaces the center seat with a console that doubles as a cooling bin with 2 champagne flutes and a whiskey decanter. And we wouldn't pass up the opportunity to have the fabric above our heads display a fiber-optic starry night sky via the Shooting Star headliner. Finally, we'd add the rear privacy glass and side curtains to make the back row into a tranquil hideout. Polaris Slingshot. Travis Barker worked with Dub to join the West Coast team in the Polaris Slingshot West vs. East build-off. The real-life Batmobile was inspired by Barker's love for black cars, and focused on making it look like a villain's car. Barker's team shaved parts of the body off and added places for speakers on the body. We finished the interior to where everything wraps around and customized it with my F badge. Polaris says it designed the Slingshot to look like a predatory bird. If there's one thing Polaris gets right, it's the industrial design. It did a great job with the styling. This slingshot rolls on 18-inch front cast aluminum wheels and a 20-inch rear cast aluminum wheel. The wheels look nice and are equipped with low-profile Kenda rubber. The two front, single rear configuration lets it have side-by-side seating and accommodations for a passenger. There's plenty of storage behind the seat and inside the glove box, where there's also a USB and a 12-volt charging port. Like most new automobiles, the Slingshot employs an electronic proximity key fob, which is used to start the engine. A mechanical key locks the internal storage cases. Vintage Buick GNX. Barker revealed online that his fiancée, Kourtney Kardashian, surprised him with his dream car for his 46th birthday back in 2021. The vintage Buick GNX retails for approximately $150,000 today. As a farewell to the rear-drive incarnation of the Regal, which has been around in its current form since 1978, some of the drag racers at Buick decided to give the Grand National one last tweak before relegating it to the boneyard of automotive history, a swan song, if you will, one last meteoric burst of power before the flame dies for good. The plan is to produce only 500 GNXs, so if your order is not yet in, forget about being the original owner of one of these brutes. To expedite the procedure of pegging the needle completely off the Richter scale, Buick turned the GNX project over to the Automobile Specialty Company and McLaren Engines. Both companies are located in Michigan, and both have worked with Buick before. ASC was largely responsible for the 1982-85 Riviera convertible, and McLaren has been associated with various Buick racing engine projects.